Hello everyone and welcome back to the first in Weasels over Syria campaign for the F-16 and DCS world, where we're now on mission 2, Bait. And this one has a really cool setup. So the idea is that the coalition forces are going to start striking the SIA, the Islamic extremist faction in the northeast of Syria, and they're going to start off by targeting economic centres. So the SIA is largely funded by the oil that they are selling off and processing, and so the coalition is going in to strike the SIA's fuel refinery centres. Our group of Weasels is being sent in pairs in order to provide SIAD for the airstrikes that are going on, and our particular two-ship has the mission to support a series of strikes against fuel refineries in a short area that are being done by British and American forces, and our orders are to go in ahead of time and try and suppress any threats. And in particular, what we need to look out for is SA-8s. We've got intelligence that the SIA does have SA-8s, but most of them are unaccounted for and their whereabouts are unknown, but they're likely guarding high-priority targets, such as these oil refineries. So we think they're in the area, but we don't know where. Our job is going to be to go in, try and lure the SA-8s out, try and force them to turn on or fire missiles, and then we are going to turn around and strike them. At the same time, we can keep an eye out for any other targets of opportunity, particularly anything that might affect the strike package. In particular, it is believed that there is a forward control radar site, and that will be supporting high-altitude AAA, and so if we can silence that, that'll help a lot. Now for this we've got a mixed loadout. My loadout is 2 JDAM bombs and 2 Mavericks. Meanwhile, my wingman has 2 harms. We also both have fuel tanks and air-to-air ordnance, just in case we need that. But with the general idea that my job is going to be to anger the enemy and try and get them to start up their radar, and then the harms can come in to either shut down the radar long enough for me to deal the killing blow, or the harms will go in and actually kill the enemy. So really looking forward to seeing our first proper action of the campaign, and so let's jump in.
Okay, 2, pushing for waypoint 1, Angels 20. Then climbing Angels 25 for waypoint 2.
2.
Push, uniform to Sentinel, checking in. Sentinel, Sword 2-1, airborne and proceeding on mission 0495, requesting words.
Sword 2-1, clear to proceed as flagged. Magic and back team are reporting no new activity at this time.
Copy, Sentinel, Sword 2 out. Okay, 2 looks like clear skies ahead and no new SAM story about. Let's push on.
HSD is busy. Lots of aircraft up today. Many as I can ever remember seeing.
Well, you've not been on any big deployments like this before, have you?
No, sir. Combat debut this tour.
Well, don't sweat it. You've done red flag. That's harder than what we're doing today. Just a little less dangerous.
You did Persian Freedom, didn't you?
Well, I was there, but I was pretty junior. Didn't get a great deal of action. But I did spend a lot of time patrolling. At least gets you used to working in a busy, complex environment.
You ever get shot at?
Just some AAA, no SAMs. So today should be interesting. We might face our first real SAM shots today. Let's hope all of that training pays off. You okay with the details for Daybug, or do you want to go over them one last time?
A little review can't hurt. Let's do it.
Okay, the plan is to probe around the target area to see if we can sniff out any SAMs. We'll do this by flying low and making some noise so we can be seen and heard if we see any targets of opportunity. We could also try taking them out to see if we get anyone's attention.
Nothing like being the bait.
If anyone starts radiating, we'll have your harms if we need them. But the longer we leave the site up, the better fix we'll get on it from the HTS pod. Once the pod pins down the location, we'll drop a mark on it, and then I'll decide the best way of dealing with it. So follow my lead and wait on my instructions. SA-8s are dangerous, but so short-legged we can deal with them easily enough. Biggest danger is getting surprised by one at closer ranges. So be ready with the chaff and have the ECM ready in self-protection mode.
It's a bit concerning that we don't know where these SA-8s are. Feel better if we had a better grip on the exact threat.
Expect the unexpected. That's what we train for.
Think the SIA SAM operators will be up to much?
Guess we'll see. They're not radiating so far and revealing their position needlessly, so maybe they're that smart. It's quite possible they have ex-Iraqi SAM operators among their ranks, so there could be a level of experience. Then again, maybe all their SAMs are broken and they can't turn them on.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
You been keeping up with the intel on the SIA?
Yeah, of course. Serious bad guys. Looking forward to taking the fight to them.
Same here. Good to see the shift in mentality from higher up. About time we hit them where it hurts, instead of limited strikes and just providing gas.
Yep, going after the oil. Hit them where it hurts.
Absolutely. You know the Syrians are still buying oil from the SIA. Crazy, really. But they need it, and the SIA needs the money. And so the fighting goes on.
Anyway, hopefully we can do something about that.
A few weeks of Operation Jacqueline will cripple any infrastructure and economy the SIA has. Probably be a bit harder to root them out from their territory, though.
Yeah, they're seriously dug in. It's going to take some effort to move them, especially if they keep up the suicide tactics. So, what do you think about these militias fighting the SIA? I think they've done pretty well.
They have, especially the YPG. Light infantry facing down armor and suicide attacks. Gotta admire that.
Especially when the SIA was able to rout Iraqi army units so easily.
Shows you the importance of commitment and belief in your abilities and mission.
Yeah, I hear you. Don't worry, Forrest. I believe in your abilities.
Thanks, Bug.
Entering Syria. We're in bad guy land now.
Copy 2. We're expecting something dramatic to happen?
Well, I don't know. Just excited, I guess.
Well, don't get carried away. And like the boss said, don't get cocky.
Lots of RWR emissions off to our west. A lot of the radars looking our way.
No doubt. I'm sure the Syrians are keen to know exactly what we're up to. Can't see them interfering out here, though. They'll let us handle the SIA for them.
What do you make of that tin shield emission? Left over from an old SA-5, maybe?
Probably. Intel's ruled out any operational SA-5s being left in the Syrian inventory. Just as well. Those big missiles have serious legs on them. Maybe not much threat to something small and agile like us, but they could certainly reach out and touch our AWACS and tankers easy enough. Tin shield's still a threat, though. That thing can see a long way.
Didn't the boss mention there's a Russian FOB out this way as well?
Affirm. Not in our operating area, but it's an extra complication for the other Weasel flights today. Russians are using it as a staging area for attacks on the SIA as far as I know.
It's sure weird having the Russians out here alongside us. Not really enemies, but still working against each other. Pretty screwed up, really.
You said it. Asking for trouble if you ask me. 2, I'm gonna check in with vacuum. Switch on uniform.
2 set.
Vacuum, sort 2-1.
Sort C1, go.
Vacuum, sort 2-1 approaching frag target area. Any updates?
Sort C1, negative on any SAM emissions in your target area, but we do have 2 Flycam radars emitting. One is located at or close to the Azor Air Base, the other is approximately 10 miles southeast of the base.
Copy all, vacuum. Thanks.
Good hunting. Vacuum out. 10 miles southeast of the air base. That will put a KS-19 in range of Bravo and Charlie.
Copy 2. It's on the target list. Let's be ready for any surprises. Vents in.
Sword 2-2.
2, push to strike frequency. Switch uniform for Warden.
Sword 2-2.
Warden, Sword 2 inbound on target area. Any words?
Sword 2, Warden, clear to proceed, mission is go. Package TOT as flagged.
Copy, Warden. Sword 2 proceeding. Okay, 2, let's go rattle some cages. Go loose formation, keep your eyes open for threats. Pushing into target area.
Copy.
So then head into the target area. The 3 targets that we need to clear as SAMs have been marked as waypoints for us. We've also got a waypoint of an airfield we are supposed to avoid since it will have heavy SAM cover and is not our objective. I go for the first waypoint, one labelled Alpha here, and just take a look around to see if I can see any targets, with my general thinking here that I may as well try and engage these SAMs by dropping a bomb on some critical targets so that they open up. Now, looking around at the target, I don't see too much, can see multiple vehicles, most of them are Humvees, which really aren't going to be an issue at all, but I do then spot this AAA and so lock it up and begin heading in with my JDAMs armed. This is then CCIP release, so I just fly towards the target. I don't need to be a perfect CCIP release since these are GPS guided bombs, but I just wait until I'm around the midpoint of the engagement area and then pickle 1, and then turn away and put on the autopilot so I can watch the bomb. Watching the bomb doesn't give me any more information than I get on the TGP, but it does look pretty, so since this does enable bomb view, I decided to use it. And here we go, get a hit, but it doesn't destroy the target. Now, damaging that AAA wasn't enough to get any of the SAMs to turn on, and I can't see any higher value targets in that alpha point, so instead I slew the TGP over onto the next one, Bravo, have a look around and quite quickly see a vehicle. Then as I zoom in, I think, hang on a minute, that looks a lot like a SAM. Now, I'm not good enough at identifying SAMs to know what this is, but it seems a SAM of some sort, so high value target definitely. And if anything's going to get other SAM operators to turn on their radar, it's going to be the destruction of one of their fellow SAM sites, so target this, make a point to laser range it so I know exactly where it is, just because the last bomb missed a bit, then head back in. Now, while I'm turning around to engage that site, I do temporarily start getting locked by the fire control radar system. Not too worried since I'm at quite high altitude and it would just be acting as a radar director for the AAA, so I just make sure I evade a little bit, otherwise focusing on my main target here, and this time do make a point of making sure I'm right bang in the middle of the employment range before pickling away. And again here I use a second JDAM. And this time the bomb comes in and...
Good spot, lead. It never had a chance.
Direct hit there. And more than that, this wasn't just any SAM, this was one of the SA-8 launchers that I was supposed to be finding here. I just happened to have visually spotted it and dropped a bomb directly on it. No need for it to be activated, this is it down. But sure enough, destruction of one SAM is enough to annoy its friends, and before long we start getting Mud Spike.
Mud 8. I put it somewhere northwest of target Alpha.
So here what I decided to do was turn towards Alpha and try and locate this using the HTS, the Harms Targeting Sensor. Now, I've never used this before, it does seem unique to the F-16, but seems really cool idea. Basically it's a little bit of an extra bolt-on to an EWR where it also tries to give ranging towards a radar ping, and so therefore you can use it to work out the rough location of a SAM site that is pinging you. And that's what I do here. I load this up, I lock onto the SA-8 pings that I'm getting, and that automatically slews my targeting pod to the rough area. It's not 100% accurate, does give me the vague area. Now, since I am getting a bit close to this thing, I do just want to shut it down, so order my wingman to engage.
2, engage SA-8 Northwest Alpha.
Copy, 2's engaging. Sword 2-2, Magnum.
Now, while his missile is on its way, instead of the SAM site shutting down like I expected, it instead locks onto me. So at this point there has been no launch, so I do go a little bit evasive, but at the same time I am looking at my targeting pod, and I do manage to look around and actually find this site. Happy that I've now designated that site so I can follow up on it if I need to. I do then fully notch, and that does break the radar lock, and then I just stay evasive for the time being while waiting for the missile to go in, which really doesn't take all that long.
SA-8 Northwest Alpha is destroyed.
So yeah, it looks like the radar didn't actually shut down when I notched. It was still trying to lock me, and so the harm missile had no problem with flying right in and smacking it. So feeling pretty good. That's 2 SAM sites down. Definitely mission is going well so far. So that is Bravo and Charlie secured from their SAM, so I was guessing that there'd be another one near Charlie, and I know the fire control radar was hanging around near Charlie, so I used the HTS to get the rough location on that, and then managed to spot it in this village here. Now the problem I have here is I'm going in, I do mess up my settings, so I haven't got the Maverick set up properly to do the handoff here. And so while I'm messing around, the fire control radar starts locking me, and so I decide, okay, not going to risk this, pull off here, go in. Now that I know where it is, I can go evasive and come back another day. So I start coming back in from the south. Unfortunately, because my manoeuvre was rather violent to evade any AAA that was coming up, I knocked my TGP off its gyro, so it slightly lost track of the target. So I'm just trying to reacquire the area here and then get a bit of a nasty surprise.
Mud 8, vicinity of Charlie.
The SA-8 immediately locks me. It seems to be really close to me, so I somewhat panic here, doing my best to go evasive and immediately call in my wingman.
2, Slapshot SA-8 Charlie.
Copy, 2's engaging.
So here I'm just trying to notch the target, putting it off my left hand side or trying to get eyes on, keeping eyes for any smoke plumes. They definitely have lock, but they don't seem to have launched yet.
Sword 2-2, Magnum. Sword 2-2, Winchester. SA-8 Charlie is down.
So there we go, very grateful before any launch actually came. My wingman's Magnum hit home, and so that is a second one down. So that's 2 for him, 1 for me. That is 3 SAM sites down here. He is now out of harms, so he really just has his air-to-air stuff, so he's just going to take a back seat for now. I, though, still have designs on that fire control radar. So once giving myself a little bit of distance, I start hunting around the TGP again. At this point I've gotten quite used to finding where this is in this little village. This will be the 3rd time I'm finding it in this sortie. It's just on the southern tip in a little clearing, so it's quite easy to find, spot it here and lock it up. And then just turn in to begin my Maverick run. So then go and do overshoot a little bit and have to turn back in, but the Maverick slews to the target and gets a lock on it. For some reason the targeting pod has a little bump and moves around, so loses where it's looking, but I double check, the Maverick is still looking at the target, and so rifle one off.
Sword 2-1 rifle.
Then immediately do a very hard brake because there is AAA all around this site, which is currently being radar guided, and so I do not want to die. And just there, see the Maverick hitting home with quite a lot of secondaries around it, which I'm guessing is a lot of the AAA around the radar. Now, I still don't feel entirely comfortable at this point because there is still AAA, it's just no longer being guided by radar, so I do get out of the area and go up to higher altitude. Now, I am down to just one Maverick at this point, and I decide that it's best to hold on to it for now, rather than trying to go for any of these targets of opportunity. I just want to keep it just in case something else comes up. And so really it's just a case of waiting for the strike packages to come in, and before long we do get a message that they are close.
Warden, Hammer 2 inbound on IP, 5 mics. Copy Hammer, Sword 2, SIG rep.
Warden, Sword 2-1. 3, SA-8's taken out in the target area. No SAM threats emitting.
Copy, Sword 2-1, Hammer 2, package is cleared to proceed. Hammer 2. Hammer 3. Agro 3.
Sword 2 will remain in the target area as long as we can to cover the package.
Agro 3 is in. Agro 3, bombs away. Hammer 2 in on target. Hammer 2, pickle. Agro 3 is clear. We are RTB. Hammer 2, target destroyed. Hammer 2 is clear. Hammer 3 is in. Hammer 3, bombs away. Hammer 3, target destroyed. All 3 targets reported destroyed. Outstanding, everyone.
Copy, Warden. Sword 2 is departing.
Hammer 3 is up target. No threat.
So there we go, all objectives accomplished, but I still have a Maverick. I still feel like using it just to cap things off, and there was that AAA at the beginning that I missed with a bomb. I still know where it was, so I had it actually marked out throughout that strike, just waiting for it to do something. It didn't, so decided to head in on it on the end here, and give it my last Maverick.
Sword 2-1 rifle.
Altitude. Altitude.
So got him just as he was turning around to look at me. Good ending.
2, pushing for rally point. Save fuel.
Fuel is 4.9. I'm good.
Copy, 2. Let's push for home.
Hey, lead, I'm seeing an SA-6 on the RWR.
Copy, 2. We're well clear. Vacuum will be monitoring it. There's been questions if the SIA may have captured one or not. Guess that clears it up. 2, fence out.
2.
Sentinel, Sword 2 is off mission and is RTB.
Copy, Sword 2, clear to RTB. Be advised, Russian air is operating to your west. 7 allowed. Russians? What are they up to all the way out here?
No idea, 2, but not our problem. We'll keep clear. So, Bug, how was it? Need to change your underwear when we get back?
No, I'm good. Just like you said, we've trained for this.
Guess those SAM operators weren't up to much after all. We never even got a missile off.
Or we're just too damn good for them and they never got the chance. At least the first time we did it wasn't against something like a 10 or 11.
Well, the boss wanted to ease us into it, I think. Didn't want us getting taken out on day 1.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it looked like a successful strike there. SIA will feel that.
Yeah, sure will. That refinery really went up. It's gonna be burning for days, I bet.
So what do you make of the SIA having an SA-6?
Yeah, they're full of surprises, aren't they? Maybe they have more capabilities than we originally thought.
Well, however capable they are, their stuff all blows up the same. Suspect we'll be back out this way very soon hunting that thing down.
How long till we end up in the thick of the Syrian IADs, I wonder?
That it'll be long. That's why we're out here after all. Those SAM systems near the no-fly zone will need dealing with sooner rather than later, I should think.
And then things will get really interesting. Sword 2, Sword 1.
Go ahead, Sword 1.
Good to see you boys in one piece. All good plan?
Affirm, boss. All targets hit. The strikers made quite the mess down there.
Copy, Forrest. How were the air defenses?
We saw multiple SA-8s in the target area. Heavy AAA over the oil fields as well. The SIA are definitely defending their territory, so keep sharp.
Copy that, Forrest. I'll see you back at base. Sword 1 out.
Good hunting, lead. Give 'em hell.
Yeah, all in all, another really fun mission, and one that we did quite successfully there. We got all 3 of the SAM launchers, one without particularly meaning it, but that's all good. Got rid of the fire control radar system, which again, really good. And got a cheeky little maverick off on that last ZU-57 right at the end there. And the strike mission went in without a hitch. We didn't actually have any missiles launched at us at all there, so all very good, very fun. Absolutely loving this campaign so far. This is really enjoyable, really looking forward to the next mission. I hope you are all as well. But until then, hope you all remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.